How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be ranking all 30 of the face of the franchise players. Which ones should you hope to get out of the random pack, and then which ones should you choose out of the choice pack. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I also want to mention that all of these players are good in their own way, and it was pretty difficult to rank all 30 of these cards. But coming in at number 30, we have MANOAH. I just don't think that card will be that effective because of his pitch motion. He does have great hits per 9. He's still a valid pitcher. Still one of the higher overall pitchers we have. I just don't think he's as good as some of the other options. Coming in at number 29, we have Carson Kelly. Definitely a power hitting catcher, right? I mean, 102, 74 power is solid. We have another catcher back-to-back, number 28, Sean Murphy, 94 power and 85 power with diamond defense. Great reaction, lower arm accuracy, but that's not going to matter a whole lot. That's more user input. This card is great, but I think there are much better choices within this program. At number 27, we have Jake Cronenworth. This card is kind of like an all-around player. He doesn't have a ton of power versus lefties, and honestly, you could probably swap a few of these players down here at the bottom. I would say they're still kind of interchangeable, and they're still 90 overall players. I mean, they're still great cards, but at number 26, Andrew BENINTENDI. He's an all-around player as well. I think this card's going to play a little bit better than what his attributes are listed at because of that clutch attribute. You also have to keep in mind that these face of the franchise players do have live series active quirks. If you don't know what quirks are, I'm going to link a video in the comment section down below where I explain the difference between inactive and active quirks. But coming in at number 25, Joey Votto. Definitely a righty killer. First baseman as well, and that's kind of why I had him rated a little bit lower than CJ Cron. CJ Cron's more of a balanced type of player, kills lefties, and he plays first base and the outfield. So this card has a little bit more versatility, but I still would probably like to have a lot of these other cards. We have Mitch Haniger, who in my opinion has an amazing swing in the game. He was always a card that I would draft his silver in Showdown or Battle Royale when I would play it every once in a while. But Mitch Haniger is definitely a good card, coming in at number 23. Number 22, Marcus Stroman. This card does have a great pitch selection and honestly could be ranked a little bit higher. I think because he's so short, the ball may tend to look flat coming into the zone at kind of an even plane, whereas a pitcher like Randy Johnson would get some downward kind of deceiving movement where it can be tough to pick the ball up out of the pitcher's hand. Anyway, Josh Bell coming in at number 21. This card is very good. Switch hitter could honestly probably be ranked a little bit higher, but I would probably go after a few of these other cards before selecting a first baseman. But that's just my opinion. This guy plays every single position pretty much. Definitely a solid player. Switch hitter with diamond defense at every single spot. That's pretty valuable. But I do have a few of these switch hitters kind of packed together because I think you can't go wrong with any of these guys. Wander Franco will play probably above his attributes as well. That 57 power might not be that great, but against lefties he would be great. I don't know. These cards were tough to rank. We have at number 18, Logan Webb. I think this card could be one of the better pitchers in this program in terms of starters. I think there could be one potential card that's better than him. I just like the pitch mix a little bit better. This guy does have a sinker and a cutter, though. Coming in at number 17, Cody Bellinger. And I thought I would have this card ranked much higher. But just looking at some of the other diamonds that we have, some of the other 90 overall cards, this card will be great. He has an amazing swing. I know they've adjusted it a little bit, but I would probably go after someone like Cedric Mullins, or at least hope to get Cedric Mullins out of one of those packs, maybe before Bellinger. But that's just personal opinion. A lot of this is personal opinion. Guys that I like to use. Bellinger's always been one of my favorite cards. That's why I was kind of surprised that he's that low, even lower than several of these outfielders. But at number 15, Luis Robert, definitely an all-around type of player. Has great speed, great defense, great hitting attributes, but I still have him in the middle of the pack. I think there are some better options here. Devin Williams at number 14, and what's kind of interesting is that I do have these relief pitchers ranked pretty high because I think that we are limited on relievers right now. A lot of these relievers have great hits and K per 9. They can get some of these cards out, and I think that does have a lot of value there. So we are going with Devin Williams at 14, Kyle Tucker at 13, Solid card all around. Lower speed, but the steal attribute will make up for it if you're looking to swipe a bag. I just think that card is extremely glitchy. Here we have Casey Mize at number 12. He doesn't have the cutter, but I think because of the slider, sinker, splitter combination, he does have great break on those pitches. I don't know. I've always liked using Casey Mize cards, so that's why I have him ranked ahead of Logan Webb in terms of starters. But at number 11, JT REALMUTO, kind of an interesting pick here. But this card is an anomaly. We won't see another player with 85 speed at catcher. We won't see another catcher with those types of live series quirks and a great two-handed swing as well. Coming in at number 10, Emmanuel CLASE with outlier on the cutter. Great hits in K per 9 with great control. Very similar to his finest card. And that's why he's in the top 10. Number 9, RAFAEL Devers. This card is a corner infield player, but he does have a very glitchy swing. I feel like because he does have the breaking ball quirk, he plays better at night. Certain things like that will make him play above his attributes. Those quirks are extremely valuable. At number 8, we have BRYAN Reynolds. This card will also play above his attributes. I know that you might look at the power and think to yourself, well, he's got guys with 90 power ranked lower than some of these other guys. It's a little bit inconsistent. These are players that I've used in past MLB The Show games. Finest cards that have had juiced attributes. Taking a look at these face of the franchise diamonds are somewhat comparable. But at number 7, Ronald Acuna. At number 6, Jazz Chisholm. And you could swap a few of these cards around, at the end from like 30 to 20. You could swap a few in the middle there, and you can swap a few at the top. Here, these cards are that good to where they are pretty much interchangeable. I do have Jazz Chisholm below Francisco Lindor, and that's mainly because I think the switch hitting aspect plays into it. Lindor, to me, is much better than Wander Franco and is the best switch hitter in this program. And at number 4, we have Byron Buxton, whose biggest weakness is his hitting. I mean, he's got maxed out defense, maxed out speed. This card's going to play absolutely incredibly for you, and I would probably not take that card out of my lineup for quite some time. But there are a couple cards better than him, I think. AROLDIS Chapman has some of the most value in this entire program. I've been using the gold AROLDIS Chapman, and he lacks a little bit of control, but this card has a little bit higher walks per 9 and control attributes. I think he will be kind of a lefty in the bullpen for a few months. At number 2, we have Corey Seager. I think that this card could easily be number 1, but I had to give that spot to Mike Trout just because you're basically looking at a card that has 10 less hitting attributes and 5 less defense. He has like every single one of the quirks that you would be looking for. He has all of the best ones in the game. And I think he's easily, him and Corey Seager are easily the best 2 players in this face of the franchise program. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Sometimes when I post these ranking videos, I get absolutely roasted in the comment section, and that's perfectly all right. Once again, this is just personal preference. These are players that I like to use, and hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I'm College Lefty, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.